Sound the alarm. Florida is building a migrant detention camp in the Everglades, and they're literally calling it Alligator Alcatraz. DeSantis is turning a remote abandoned airstrip 70 miles west of Miami into a prison surrounded by alligators, snakes, and swamp. The goal, detain up to 5,000 people in FEMA trailers and military tents.
What's up, FTL fam? It's your boy, serving the sizzling scoop on President Trump's latest banger, Alligator Alcatraz. If you're a Maga patriot, you're pumped. If not, you're probably lost in the swamp with the libtards. Let's unpack this brilliant plan, why it's a total game changer, and why the left's crying louder than AOC at a Maga rally.
I need somebody to tell me that I'd not just walk upstairs and see a clip on the news talking about Alligator Alcatraz, a prison camp that they're building in the Everglades in Florida to throw immigrants into. Truly, what the fuck is happening when they're in the middle of construction of a prison camp in the fucking Everglades to throw immigrants into, which by the looks of it, of what I saw on the screen, looked just like several rows of cargo shipping containers. They're building a fuck ton of shipping containers that they're gonna throw human beings into because they're immigrants. If that wasn't already horrifying enough to throw human beings into fucking containers, Florida had to Florida and be like, you know what, I'll do you one better. Not only are we gonna make this disgusting fucking prison camp, but we're gonna put it right in the Everglades next to all the fucking gators and joyfully refer to it as Alligator fucking Alcatraz. No, absolutely not. Just make it stop. Make it stop!
Imagine a 27 square mile slice of Florida's Everglades crawling with gators and pythons, now the most hardcore detention center in the USA. It's at the Day Collier Airport, a forgotten airstrip west of Miami that's been lazier than a Democrat's border policy. Until now, Florida's AG James Zoufmir, a Trump loyalist with more guts than the entire DNC, coined Alligator Alcatraz, and it's spot on.
Construction is underway deep in the Florida Everglades on a massive migrant detention camp that state officials are calling Alligator Alcatraz. Starting next month, 5,000 migrants will be housed in trailers and heavy-duty tents at this remote abandoned airfield.
As I call it, Alligator Alcatraz.
In a promotional video set to music, Florida's Attorney General lays out what he considers a deterrent for any potential escapees.
People get out, there's not much waiting for them other than alligators and pythons.
But some local officials warn the environmental impact could be devastating.
We have environmental and physical stewardship and safety concerns.
The Trump administration has said it wants to get up to 100,000 beds at detention centers across the country to facilitate mass deportations.
A lot of bad people were let into our country. We're getting them out, and we're getting them out fast.
The Department of Homeland Security says the new facility will cost about $450 million a year and will be reimbursed in large part by a FEMA program previously used to shelter migrants in places like this hotel in New York City. Do you think that this is a good idea for your home state?
Well, I 100% support the president's deportation efforts. It's the president's priority to get those individuals out of our country.
We can't have every illegal housed in our jails because we actually have non-illegals who need to be housed there when they commit crimes too. So if you're doing the immigration enforcement and you're putting people, and there is a process to it, so they have to go. So if they're temporarily held, then they can be repatriated to their home country. That takes burdens away from the state of Florida and for Florida residents. But this has been an airport there that I think our goal is, if we do buy it, we will probably eventually just eliminate it and try to let the Everglades grow over it. But it's been there for a while and it's been used. And so we had a request from the federal government to do it, and so Alligator Alcatraz it is. And so you will see that be done. You will have it'll be a force multiplier. It'll help DHS. It'll help our state and local law enforcement with relieving some burden on resources. We'll probably also do something similar up at Camp Blanding, which is where our National Guard headquarters to train there. We have some capacity there. So Kevin Guthrie, Division of Emergency Management, management are working on that. So we'll have a formal announcement on both of those very, very quickly. No problem. But all the stuff that goes into intake and processing of illegals, you're seeing this put up. This is all 24 hours. 24 hours from now, you're going to see even more. And by Tuesday, this will be able to have intake of illegals.
And you've thought of everything. Okay, so there are 4 gigantic tents. Let's come on over here, Governor. And people are thinking, okay, you're in the middle of the Everglades. It's hot. That would explain why you've got this bank of air conditioners here.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be, illegals will come in, they'll be processed, there'll be places for them to be housed, you'll have an ability for food, you'll have an ability for them to consult legal rights if they have that, because there is a process that's involved with this. So this is really everything. This is going to be a self-contained little area. And then, of course, you also have stuff for the staff that work here. So we've got laundry facilities, we've got showers, we've got, obviously, there you see the shower and bath facilities.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
Where do you go to get a bunch of bathrooms like that?
Well, so this is being done by the Division of Emergency Management. So when we have a hurricane, like we would actually have people stage here for hurricane response normally, anyways, but we have it when we have all the linemen come in to do the power. Sure. We have to set up little areas for them, and so you have all this type of stuff. So this is not our first rodeo. The detainee illegal alien mission's a little bit different, and the deportations, but logistics, we know how to do that.
Right, and you know, for people thinking, okay, they're going to put the migrants on this hot asphalt, it looks like you're building a subfloor, and in fact, some guys putting down the plywood.
Yeah, no, look, this will be, I mean, there's not going to be anything that they're hurting for anything. There'll be AC, there'll be things that everybody needs. There's medical here. So it's being done right, it's being done by the book.
Well, you know, when you think of the imagery of Alcatraz, Alcatraz is surrounded by a bay. Here in the Everglades, we're surrounded by, you're actually surrounded by gators and pythons.
So this is as secure as it gets. I mean, if a criminal alien were to escape from here somehow, and I don't think they will, you've got nowhere to go. I mean, what are you going to do? Trudge through the swamp and dodge alligators on the way back to 50, 60 miles just to get to civilization? Not going to happen. So not only that is it secure, it also takes this deportation mission out of the hair of our local and state law enforcement. This has no impact on Florida residents because some of that stuff can have an impact on them if it's in more populated areas. And so logistically, this really answers the call. All you need is a little bus to move them, you know, about 2,000 feet that way, and then get on a plane and they're gone.
Well, listen, the DHS must love this because they're hurting for facilities, and here you are helping the federal government out.
Yeah, well, I said at the very beginning when President Trump took office, you have to have state and locals on board. You got to be on the team if you want to get the deportation mission done. We've done that better than anybody, but I hope other states will follow suit.
This beast will hold illegal immigrants awaiting deportation, with tents and trailers popping up faster than Kamala's cackles. It's under construction and set to open by July 2025, thanks to Trump's lightning-fast leadership and DHS Secretary Christie. Get it done vibe. FEMA's footing the $45 million annual bill. Yup, the same FEMA the left whines about. Trump's turning a swamp into a fortress. Patriots.
Now, you gave us some exclusive video of the construction. So how long is it going to take? How many illegals will actually be housed there?
Well, first, the reason why we're doing this is because we want to increase deportations. And what ICE has told us is that even though all my sheriffs and police are working constructively to apprehend illegals, they just need more space, because when you bring illegals in, they have to process them. There's a little bit of a process that goes into that. And so this is really a force multiplier where we'll be able to temporarily detain the illegals so that the federal government can deport them to their home countries. Now, we already have this airport and training facility that's been there for many, many years. It will have zero impact on the Everglades. I've done more for Everglades restoration than any governor in history. But what it will do is it'll be secure. It will not be interfering with Floridians. It will take pressure off our jails in Florida, because we obviously have normal criminals too. And so it's going to be a force multiplier for the feds. They've asked us to do this, and we're stepping up. And I think it will lead to more deportations.
Alligator Alcatraz is the centerpiece of Trump's deportation juggernaut. ICE and local cops are rounding up criminal illegals, MS-13 goons, traffickers, you name it. And this place is their holding pen, and ICE needs room to process them for deportation. The setup: rugged tents, trailers, and minimal buildings because, as Uzmir says, nature's got security covered. Gators and pythons are the ultimate guards. Try escaping, and your lunch. This isn't just a facility, it's a statement. America's done being the world's welcome mat. Trump's keeping his word to lock down our borders, and Florida's out front. DeSantis even teased more sites like Camp Blanding Libs. Brace yourselves, we're just warming up.
Alligator Alcatraz. Speaker Gingrich, are you in?
Look, I think what's going to come next is a polar bear prison somewhere north of the Arctic Circle. And Trump will look around again and find a few more places. Look, we need to have a place to put people who should be deported, who should not be here, who are a threat to the American people.
Actually build this thing, I'm pulling up. We all need to pull up to protest this thing. Horrible punishment.
Not as horrible as Americans being killed by the people we're trying to put in there, dude.
The snowflakes are melting, calling Alligator Alcatraz cruel, inhumane, and eco-damaging. Cry me a river. Congressman Maxwell Frost says it's a taxpayer-funded kidnapping scheme. Really, Max? Tell that to families of victims killed by illegals. Environmentalists like Friends of the Everglades are sobbing over the fragile ecosystem. Please. The Everglades laugh off hurricanes, but tents are too much. Naina Gupta from the American Immigration Council calls it a human rights outrage. Outrage? The real outrage is letting criminal illegals run wild while Americans suffer. In Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Kavai Stalin with "We need time to assess." Assess this, Daniela. Voters chose Trump's agenda, not your open border tears. Here's why the haters are clueless, and Trump's crushing it. First, this isn't cruel, it's smart. Alligator Alcatraz saves money. No need for walls when gators patrol. It's temporary, efficient, and frees jail space for regular criminals. Per DeSantis. Second, eco-whiners relax. No trees are cut, no permanent structures. The Everglades are tougher than Biden's border. Third, human rights. How about the rights of Americans to live free of MS-13? Uzmir's touting bust of MS-13 in Orlando, and a trafficker locked up for life. That's protecting Americans. Trump's also shipping illegals to Guantanamo and El Salvador's mega prison. Alligator Alcatraz is another win in his MAGA playbook.
The man behind this project, Florida Attorney General James Utmeyer. All right, James, this is great. I've been following it since day one, and now it's approved by DHS.
Yes, sir. We're going to move forward. We'd like to have 5,000 beds up and running in Florida by next month. This is the ideal facility, over 30 square miles. Next month, yeah, look, in Florida, under Governor DeSantis' leadership, we respond to emergencies quickly. Under the governor's leadership, we've built bridges in 3 days. We can get detention facilities up fast. The governor tasked our state leaders to do anything possible to help President Trump detain and deport illegal immigrants, and Alligator Alcatraz is one way we're going to do it.
I mean, this is stunning. The only thing more stunning is the fact that Democrats are against it. Like, they're literally advocating against this. We're denouncing this plan. It's like, based on what? Not only legality, but what moral authority?
I tell you what, just last week we pulled more MS-13 members off the streets in Orlando. The week before, I announced a lifetime conviction of a criminal alien sex trafficker. Thank God we have a president that's enforcing the law, that's protecting American families, and we're going to do everything we can to help them. And I tell you, AOC and some of these communist members of Congress, if they want to come and cry in front of this detention center, good luck finding it. It's right in the middle of the Everglades.
You should just, you should give them an airboat ride out there just so they can see it, and you can leave them there. Listen to this condescending tone from NBC reporting on this project. Roll it.
Officials there are calling it Alligator Alcatraz, suggesting the swamp's wildlife will prevent migrants from escaping.
But some local officials warn the environmental impact could be devastating.
We have environmental and physical stewardship and safety concerns.
The biggest concern is the grave inhumanity that seems to be at stake in terms of sending people to incredibly inhumane, brutal conditions.
I wish the Democrats would care as much about American citizens getting murdered by some of these people as they do about the blue-spotted frog population or the Guatemalan water snake.
Yeah, look, there will be zero impact to the Everglades here. What they're not telling you is that this area was already developed. In the 60s and 70s, they built an old airport with an 11,000-foot runway. That runway is still there. It's going to enable very large planes to come in and out as they're deporting people. It's already developed, but yes, you hit the nail on the head. Our duty as state leaders, as law enforcement officers, is to protect American families and keep them safe. And thankfully, we got a president willing to do that. We're going to help them.
Well, the other thing, too, is, look, I love Governor Ron DeSantis. I was in the military with him, so we've known each other back through that time. But, it was the funniest thing when all the libs were losing their mind, all the people, your local officials that are Democrats, losing their mind, and he goes, oh, hold my beer. I'm actually going to consider another one of these at another Florida National Guard training. Like, how many of these things do you going to build? And how many, is this really a problem? Can you just not get them out of there fast enough that you have to detain them first?
Yeah, our sheriffs up and down the state, they're all delegated 287G authorities. This means they can help ICE officials. And as I've been working the state, our jails are filling up. I know Homeland Security and ICE are detaining people across the country. And yes, space is needed. So we'll build as many as it takes to get the job done. The governor's looking at other sites, and we're going to help them do whatever is necessary to enforce rule of law in this country once again.
Seems pretty rational to me. I mean, also a July 2024 Pew Research report on unauthorized migrant communities in the U.S. found that Florida's swelled by at least 400,000 people from 2019 to 2022, more than any other state, and estimated that the total illegal migrant population is at 1.2 million. That's a staggering number of people.
And this is just what we know about what's been reported. It's estimated that there are many gotaways that never actually came on the radar of the government. This is a national security threat. There are very likely terrorists that have come in over the open border under the Biden-Obama border policies. There could be terrorist cells in neighborhoods today plotting. Our law enforcement, we're going to do everything to crack down. We're going to detain and deport as many people as possible and deliver for the American people.
Now, thank God someone's doing it.
The left's just salty because Trump's delivering what they can't action. They'd rather let illegals flood in while sipping soy lattes and preaching compassion. Compassion doesn't cover the under $5 billion illegal immigration costs taxpayers yearly. Compassion doesn't undo crimes by illegals. Trump's bringing results, lowest border crossings ever. Says border czar Tom Homan, that's Maga. Promises made, promises kept to the libs whining about Alligator Alcatraz. Good luck protesting in the swamp, AOC. Pack bug spray in a map, Google won't save you. Maybe you'll snap a Python selfie, hashtag woke swamp flop. Meanwhile, Trump's turning a dead airstrip into a deportation powerhouse, and MAGA's eating it up. This is America. First, don't like it? Swim with the gators. That's the truth on Alligator Alcatraz. FTL fam. Hit like, subscribe, and comment if you're Team Trump. Let's keep America great.